certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Good evening and welcome, my salty sea dogs. How are you? Don't you love this shirt? Give us money if you hate this shirt. I have the weekend all plotted out, so I'm getting excited to do shows and make money, and then Labor Day weekend. And if one of those three things doesn't happen, I'm going to be very disappointed. So if you hate this shirt, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, gifted memberships, etc. What are we, 15 or 16 gifted memberships away from 300 on Rumble? If we get there, we go until 9 tonight. If not, the morning show kind of has a layup tomorrow. What do you do? Welcome to the show. We are so busy. So many things have broken since I got back home from the lake. Went to the lake today. The kids went swimming. My son and I found a giant chunk of granite in the lake, and we tried to clean it with sand. He was obsessed. He's like, Dad, we can clean, because there was algae on it. He's like, Dad, we can clean this with sand. So we were sitting there with handfuls of muck, just like scrubbing a piece of granite in the lake. I replaced some railroad ties on the beach, the separators between the grass and the sand. Did some of that with my dad and my uncle today. It was an eventful afternoon, but I had to get home because I had to get this show ready. But don't worry. I saw a lot of people in the chat. Going to the lake fixes OBS. Stop being so salty, all right? It's a bad look. I did all of the updates. Wouldn't it be great if OBS crashed right when I started talking about what I did? I did all my clipping. Fat lot of good that did. Our two clips today have fucking bombed. Trump is in the title of one, and Nick Fuentes is in the title of the other. And race. Nick Fuentes and racism is in the title. We'll see how that goes. But the clips definitely bombed today. We usually hit on a couple a week. That's why I've been throwing 2 up a day. A lot of them bomb, and we usually hit on a couple. We're still looking for that one that's going to hit this week. Although technically the Crowder one is in the thousands. Before I went to the lake today to hang out with my children, bastard, you son of a bitch. We did have. I did go into the computer. I ran all the updates. I did everything. I restarted everything. The drivers were fully updated. I did everything I could to make sure that everything runs well tonight. Although, I will say this, and my inbox today supports my opinion. I feel that today's show was fucking hysterical. I thought this morning's show was really, really good. I thought, I don't mean to say this about myself, but I was wildly entertaining today. I did a very, very good job. Johnny did a great job playing off it. I did watch a Misery Loves clip, little thing about me today. It was very, very funny. I laughed at it. It was about me shitting on those girls. And then it is amazing to me that people can spend their whole life obsessing about me and like, Gah! And they're not even telling jokes. They're like just saying the like worst, most vile shit about me, putting up pictures of people who have nothing to do with the internet and being proud of it. Like they can do all this stuff and they can be so vengeful and hateful and everything else. I'm smiling ear to ear, mocking them, and they lose their fucking mind. I mean, it will never cease to amaze me how much I live in these people's heads rent-free and control them like a fucking puppeteer. It's amazing. So thank you, Misery Loves Clips. I loved that clip. A bunch of other people apparently did too. It has a lot of likes. And then, of course, melting down over the tech stuff today, I was in rare form. It was back to the radio days. A lot of people said that. This reminds me of the good old days when Aaron would have a goddamn meltdown over technical problems. Only this time, I can't yell at Gary. They were my technical problems. But we have a great show today. Since I've been gone, a lot of huge news. I don't know if you saw what happened with Cracker Barrel. Oh, boy. Put it up on the screen, guys. Cracker Barrel is back. Numero uno, Josh Denny fan hit the nail right on the head. Oh, my God. Numero uno, Josh Denny fan says this is new Coke and Coca-Cola Classic. They're going to switch it. They're going to piss everybody off. They're going to get called woke. And then they're going to switch it right back. Well, guess what? It took less than a week. And I don't know if they're going to be firing that CEO or firing any of the marketing people. I don't remember if Bud Light did when they brought Shane Gillis aboard after the... I'm so glad I forgot his name. Dylan McIlvaney. No, not McIlvaney, but it's Mulvaney. Dylan Mulvaney. I don't know if they fired the marketing person after that or like it's a corporate job, so it's probably like she got reassigned somewhere else, like a Catholic priest. I don't know if they're going to go after any of those people, but Cracker Barrel is dropping their new logo and they're bringing back the old one. Now, here's the other issue. Are you going to get rid of the remodels? Because people, don't forget, people also really hated those remodels. They hated the new restaurants. They thought they were terrible. They were too shiny or what. I don't know. It's Cracker Barrel. Cracker is in the name. It's for honkies. It's for white people. It's for Midwestern, dusty, crusty, older white people. They ain't ready for shiplap. They're ready for shipwreck. So I don't know if they're going back to the restaurant looking the same, but they're bringing back Uncle Eustace or whatever the hell his name. I didn't even know this guy had a name. I didn't know the Cracker Barrel guy even had an identity before last week. And I wish I still lived in a world where I didn't know that this was it Uncle Herschel? I think it's Uncle Herschel. Cracker Barrel says they will drop their new logo and bring back the old one, saying to Fox Business, quote, "We said we would listen, and we have. Our new logo is going away, and our old timer will remain. At Cracker Barrel, it's always been and always will be about serving up delicious food, warm welcomes, and the kind of country hospitality that feels like family." In other words, please don't kill us in our sleep over a restaurant reboot. Oh, my God. Hey, look at that. Now Republicans can forget all about Israel and they can forget all about Ukraine and how the Epstein list isn't happening. And hey, we won a culture war battle. Hey, we won the Battle of Cracker Barrel. I saw people like myself. I've never been to a Cracker Barrel, but I've seen people that have never been to a Cracker Barrel and they latched onto this and this was their identity for less than a week. And by God, they were going to fight for Cracker Barrel. I was entertained by it. The whole Cracker Barrel saga, as short as it was very entertaining to me. But Uncle Herschel or Uncle Eustace or whatever his name is back. They folded like a bad poker hand, and those nasty, disgusting, imperialistic, colonialistic, white racists got the W. They won over the progressive, thick black horn rim glasses and the progressive way DEI lefty CEO they had. God, you know what? Don't worry. Her day will come. You know what would be really funny to me? Because all of this stuff is like, it's theater. And a lot of this stuff doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. I think it would be awesome if they were like, yeah, we won Cracker Barrel. And like she gets fired and like, yeah, we ran her out. And she becomes the CEO of Raytheon and just starts selling all kinds of chemical weapons to people who are slaughtering babies overseas. And we don't give a shit. Well, she should go sell weapons. Yeah, forget her. And then like, no, think about that. Everybody's like, you got rid of Uncle Herschel. You should burn in hell. What about all these companies that are just selling bombs to people who are murdering children? Nope, that's fine. And your tax dollars are paying for it. Nope, that CEO's cool. That CEO's fine. What about the CEO of BlackRock who's buying up all of the single family houses, denying people their middle class generational wealth birthright so that the average homebuyer age can go from 30 to 56? And that people coming out of school can't buy houses and have to rent from BlackRock. While that company takes over your country, don't worry, everybody. Uncle Herschel is back, and Cracker Barrel has their logo. I mean, what? I understand. Look, I'm being a buzzkill. I am. I'm being a buzzkill, and there's no reason for me to be a buzzkill because it's a very happy day. I don't know if you guys saw, but America's going to have a royal wedding. Are you pumped? America gets to have a royal wedding as it finally happened. Ladies and gentlemen, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are engaged. Oh my God. Look at these pretty little petunias. Oh, look at that. They're so adorable. She's finally going to have babies. You know, this is all about album production. Taylor can now write an I'm Getting Married album. She can write a first couple of years of marriage album. She can write a Becoming a Mommy album. She can write a Raising Children album. Then she can make a Empty Nester, the kids are leaving for college album. Then she can make a, oh my God, my husband and I don't know how to love each other anymore now that it's just us two. The silence is killing us and we may have to split album. She just bought herself 25 years more of her career. Congratulations. And Travis Kelce, very smart move, marrying damn near a billionaire while his knees start to go. The football career can't go on forever. You got a couple of Super Bowls. 34, 35 years old? You got another year or two left at best, mate. So nice move. Marry a super rich chick, knock her up, and you're good to go. You're good to go. So how can we sit here and be mad about Cracker Barrel today? How can we sit here and be upset about what's going on with our friends at Cracker Barrel? Or, you know, why am I going to sit here and be negative about the Cracker Barrel stuff when we've got the Kelces, question mark, the Swifts, question mark, what are we going to call these people? Distractions? I don't know. It's a great day for it. Oh, Eric Cartman with a good point. He says, first, it's the I Had an Abortion album. She is a lefty. Yeah, good point. Good point. Rabbi Smoothie says, thank the gods. Yes, thank the gods indeed. People saying I was never impressed when I ate at a Cracker Barrel. I don't think you're supposed to be impressed by a Cracker Barrel. I don't think Cracker Barrel is there to impress you. I think Cracker Barrel is there simply to exist and be a gift shop. I don't think Cracker Barrel, I've never been to one, but has anybody gone to a Cracker Barrel and gone, oh my God, this is exactly what I've been waiting for. It's just put enough gravy on shit so that I don't taste it and we'll be fine. That's essentially what I believe a Cracker Barrel to be. All right, guys, great start to the show. Not a single goddamn dime during any of that brilliance. Great job, Aaron. How's it going? Look, man, got a short week this week. We got a short week next week. We struggled yesterday morning, but we got that settled. We got that figured out. Here's what I want. I want a perfect week, which means just knock out today and knock out tomorrow, and we're good to go. Turtle Steel Shell with $1 says, just pop back in. Please, none of this shit. Weddings suck. This is just our starter. This is just the appetizer. We're moving on. Don't worry. And while you're at it, everyone throw $20 at the toe, and you don't need to hear me bitch about that shit. All right, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. What do the standings look like? What are we looking at going into tonight? No Pen 15 Fathead with $68. Anth Unhinged with 64. Numero Uno Josh Denny Fan with 57. Random Bacon with 42. And Thermodyne Diesel in the cuck chair at 40. So, jump in. Let's make some money tonight. I'll sit here and dance like a monkey for you, make some jokes. Everybody wins. Sounds good. 09 Canyon says you go to Cracker Barrel to buy Yankee candles and folksy signs for the kitchen. Exactly. Veldrain says the divorce album will be called No More Broke Has Been. I like that name a lot. That's a good one. 1 busted marriage, 2 broken knees. Oh. Yeah, but if she gets the divorce, she can go back to country. I mean, the divorce album's a country album. For sure. She catches him blowing Patrick Mahomes. It's going to be nasty. Whatever happens with the breakup, it's going to be bad. There's no questioning it. All right, well, I'm doing this shit. I'll come back to the chat later. You guys have a lot for me. It's just that not a lot of goal getting knocked out. Not a lot keeping me in the chat right now. So if there's not a lot keeping me in the chat monetarily, that means I got to dance. That means I got to perform. That means I got to do stories. If you guys have something important or you want to throw us a couple of bucks, you will do that in the chat. I'll come back and check on you, and hopefully we can have a great show. Okay, Mark Maron. This next one has 2 of my favorite people in it. I love Mark Maron. He's bitter. He's angry. I know a lot of people don't like him because he shits on comedians that they like. I don't really think that far ahead. Here's what I like about Mark Maron. He's old. He's past his prime. He's bitter, and he doesn't try to hide it. There's nothing worse than watching a bitter, old, jealous actor, singer, comedian pretend not to be bitter, angry, and jealous. Maron comes out, and being bitter, angry, and jealous has been his shtick for at least the last 15 years. So he's got a special out now, and he has been roasting everybody. He's been going after Rogan, Tony Hinchcliffe, Matt Rife, bunch of other people. Well, finally, someone decided to ask him about Bill Maher, and he went off on Bill Maher. People finally decided to ask him about Dave Chappelle and Netflix, so he let Dave Chappelle and Netflix have it. One thing you've got to respect about Mark Maron is that if you ask him a question about anybody, he will answer it as honestly as he knows how. Now, some of you might like this because while you may think Mark Maron's a douche, you might not like Bill Maher very much either. And he's going to hammer away at Bill. You know, a lot of people think that Bill and Mark ought to be buddies because they're both lefties, but they're different kind of lefties, as you're going to see here.
What do you think about Bill Maher?
I can't do it. I always had a problem with his tone. I think I did politically correct years ago.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
A couple of times maybe. Yeah. And I think I did real time maybe once or twice. Mm-hmm. But
I don't. You were dating Ann Coulter at the time.
Oh yeah, that was a dark time.
Mm-hmm.
Bill dated Ann Coulter. Bill Maher dated Ann Coulter, and they're making that joke. Then also, Bill Maher also did the WTF podcast. He did Maron's podcast.
Tried to help her. Like I feel with Bill that there is this, and it happens with some of the other boomers. There's this desperate chasing of relevance that changes someone's mind in terms of how they approach what they do, and also kind of makes the whole undertaking feel desperate.
Okay, this annoys me to no end about Mark Maron. What I hate about Mark Maron in moments like this, he can never just give someone the benefit that they think what they think or they feel what they feel. To Mark Maron, everyone's got a secondary motive for why they feel, if they don't agree with him. If someone agrees with Marc Maron, he takes them at face value and they're great. If someone doesn't agree with Marc Maron, it's not because Bill Maher and Marc Maron are two distinctly different human beings who believe in different things. It's got to be because Bill is a boomer who's trying desperately to stay relevant, and he's a warped boomer. Well, no, I think Bill has always valued different things than Marc Maron has. First of all, Bill's always been a political comic. Marc Maron hasn't. Marc Maron's an alt comic who does some political stuff. But Bill Maher has been chiefly a political comic. So yeah, sometimes as culture changes, Bill's going to change. What annoys me about Mark is nobody ever gets that grace. They all want to take him at face value. They all want to believe he's saying what he's saying, not because he's a bitter, washed up, never was, who's, for a guy who's still doing specials and going on podcasts and trash talking the biggest comedians out there, for him to accuse other people of desperately trying to hang on to relevance, that's, pot, meat, kettle on that deal. And as far as Bill, I'm assuming he means COVID and speech and going to meet Trump for dinner and stuff like that. Why can't that just be how Bill is? Matter of fact, I think Bill and Marc Maron are peas in a pod in that I think they give you their honest opinion whenever they're asked for it. And so for him to go, well, it's this thing that boomers do. And the thing that boomers do is the boomers, they try to stay relevant. Well, now, it's easy for Marc Maron to say he's never been on the same level of relevance as Bill Maher. So, that's everybody in show business. Everybody who has a show or everybody who's been to a certain zenith in entertainment tries to stay there. Bill Maher isn't doing the Club Random podcast for his health. It's because he wants to stay relevant with a younger audience while he does his old media television show. And that nails down his older audience while his younger audience is more online. There's nothing wrong with trying to stay relevant.
And, outside of, his ideas about primarily, I think, wokeness, I don't know. It's just not for me.
Bingo. There you go, Mark. That's it. That's all we have to get to. It's not he's a crusty old boomer who's just trying desperately to stay relevant, says the bitter old man who's about to shit talk Dave Chappelle and Netflix also.
Know his joke right. He's got good joke writers who know how to write for his tone. But I can't see past, the desperation and what he's willing to do to stay in the conversation.
What he's willing to, it's Pod Save America. That makes sense. I get it now. What he's trying to do to stay in the conversation, that's his job. Like, Bill Maher's job is literally to stay in the conversation. His job is to talk about what's going on in the news and the pop culture conversation. You can't win with Marc Maron. If you're not on Team Marc Maron 100%, then you must be pulling some kind of clandestine bullshit. Baba Huey, I want to apologize to Baba Huey right now because I ripped on a few of his guys, like, playfully. I didn't even dig deep. Like, if I want to hit deep at someone, I could, and I could fucking bury him. I don't care to. I'm having too much fun. But I took a couple of little and very factually accurate shots at his boys, and boy, is he getting fucking snippy about it. 199 from Baba Booey Huey. Watch this. Covering more of other people's drama. What is this? WATP? No, I'm funny. But no, I'm sorry, Baba Booey Huey. I shouldn't have gone. I didn't think I went that hard. I apparently did, and I apologize. I want you to have a good time when you watch this show. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I clearly did. I thank you for the $2, but I want us to be okay again. Headbutts and chokes, buddy. Red Fox Mad with $4.99 says, I love angry Aaron when technology keeps dropping frames. Reminds me of the radio days. Oh, and then $10 from Red Fox Mad. Thanks, pal. He says, I also love the Hulk Hogan banhammer when Aaron was mad at a fan. What would life be if Steel Toe never left radio and Twitch? Well, we didn't leave. We left radio, but we got banned from Twitch. I didn't leave Twitch. Turtle Steel Shell with $2 says, mod me again. You got mad I tapped someone. Mjolnir hit the assholes. All right. I'm sorry. Oh, Baba Booey, Huey, and I are not okay. He says my numbers are funny. Not to me. The fucking evening show numbers have been taking a shit lately. Hey, at least I admit that, unlike your boy who loses like 50% of his Patreon and just pretends nothing's happening. See, I shouldn't do that. I let him bait me. I take a shot. Now he's just going to be mad at me again. I'm sorry, pal. And I'm sorry we're playful about it. I know that they want me to take it more seriously. I can't. I couldn't live with myself. Von Kaiser with $5 says, give me 5 minutes in that cuck chair. That you need to rephrase. Really, I need you to rephrase that badly, please. Because now I'm uncomfortable. That puts us $20 more in, $175 away from tonight. Go ahead and throw us a couple of bucks. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Love you guys being here. Thank you very much. Oh, my goodness. 5 minutes in the cuck. What does it take to get in the cuck chair tonight? Where are our numbers at on the cuck chair? The cuck chair is $40. So you got $36 more to get in the cuck chair. Rabbi Smoothie with $2 says, sounds like somebody has a saggy diaper that leaks. I guess he never had a Cabbage Patch doll. He is really, I made him really bitchy. And I swear to God, I was just having fun. I said, look, if your boy that you like, who needs me to make money, and that's just a factual statement, not even shitting on the guy. I said, if he had ever said anything memorable, I would have remembered it. And that set him off on a tangent that's led to us making $20 off of him. Whoops. Roots Calhoun says, I live next to a dude who hated all the neighbors. So he painted his house flamingo pink and put one big-ass flamingo, like 10 feet tall, and about 50 actual-size ones on his front lawn. It's his property. He can do it if he wants to. You know what? I support it. I'm down with it. Red Fox Mad with $4.99 says, I bet Nick and Patrick did things to one another. They are both gay after all. I have no idea. I'm sure there's a lot of confusion, but I have no clue. Turtle Steel Shell, I tell you what, I'll get you back in there after the show tonight. How's that? Eric Cartman says, are you worried about losing your YouTube channel? No, of course not. No, I'm not worried about losing my... Quit getting so wrapped up in what retards say. Jesus, it's embarrassing. And you're better than that. 170 away from tonight. Thanks for the little run there. Couple more runs like that, and we're good to go. So Mark Maron wasn't done at Bill Maher. He wasn't finished with Bill. They asked him then after that about Dave Chappelle. And of course, Maron has a problem with not Dave Chappelle necessarily, but more Netflix doing business with Dave Chappelle. Now, going after Maher, criticizing him for his takes, it sounds really bitter, but at least, okay, maybe you can say, Bill's philosophy, I mean, you can say it's changed. I don't think it's changed. I think that Bill just, I think the left moved away from him and he stayed where he was. But, okay, maybe Mark has some problems with some of Bill's opinions. When you go after Chappelle, now it just looks like you're bitter at a successful guy. And which, again, would be very on brand for Mark Maron. Oh, Baba Booey Hooey, thank you for the $1.99. So much fun you need to tattle to a judge. Look, man, if you can't see what a stalker is and that they're escalating and that they've never had an audience before and you're the only thing keeping them alive and they feel like they're your fucking girlfriend and they behave like the woman who shot Selena and the kids stuff, yeah, it's just smart. It's just smart. It's I know because they're in front of a microphone, you don't think they're mentally ill and you think they have their shit together. I promise you they don't. Okay, kiddo? This is what Mark Maron had to say about the Chappelle thing. He starts it off with, fascism is good for business. He says, Netflix will co-opt anybody that can take that algorithm. I used to do a joke about it. Oh, God. Oh, please. Please, Mark Maron, please tell me your great joke about algorithms and Netflix and taking anyone in the algorithm. I can't wait. He says Netflix can become Reichflix very quickly. I'll stay a subscriber. The pivotal moment was when they had pushback from the trans community about Chappelle. Now, here we go. I mean, it's predictable what side Mark is going to take on this. But Dave Chappelle's trans jokes were A, jokes he's allowed to make, no problem. B, the trans community, nobody stopped the trans community from pushing back on Chappelle. They allowed them to push back. Netflix heard them out, and then they said, Dave Chappelle's very popular. He's great for business. We'd love you to stay subscribers of Netflix, but if you don't, we wish you the best. Mark and that community has this idea that if they bitch, they should just get their way automatically. That's not how it works. You bitch, you make your opinions known, and then if you don't get your way, you say, fuck you guys, move on, and you go join something else. You can't force other groups, other organizations, other companies, other people to stop doing what they're doing that's successful to cater to you because your feelings got hurt. So, I think what happened was the Mark Marons of the world got so used to being able to go, I'm offended, push back against the thing, and then the thing gave them their way. And I think what happened is the culture shifted. They realized that these people don't have as much power as they claimed to have, and they stopped getting their way. Kind of a boy who cried wolf sort of a deal. So they get pushed back. Mark Maron continues about Chappelle. They realized after several days that the community was not going to affect their bottom line at all, and they cut them loose. That is how fascism works in business. No, that's called the marketplace. The marketplace says, if I do this, will people enjoy it? They put out Dave Chappelle specials. People really enjoyed it. So they kept cranking out Chappelle specials. Some people didn't like it. Those people left. That's also the marketplace, Mark. What Mark Maron's argument is if I say something and I don't get my way, that's fascism. This guy has lost the plot. He says, who's getting the big deals? Which shows stay on the air? I mean, do you remember when Hannah Gadsby was getting specials and Amy Schumer was getting specials and people who weren't very good were all getting stand-up specials and they all had the same opinion over and over? Or do you only notice when it's someone you don't like? You miserable cock. You know, what do they keep repeating? That's them saying, we got this other stuff and we know there's a few of you, but we're throwing you a bone, so shut up. Throwing you a bone. Dude, the reason Chappelle's shit stood out on Netflix was because there was so little of it on Netflix at the time. That's why I don't disagree with Mark Maron when he says, every time I go to a club, there's some guy doing a trans joke. And I'm like, you don't have to do those trans jokes. It's hack at this point. I agree with him when he says that. It is hack to keep doing trans shit. It's been done. It's airplane food at this point. But the reason Chappelle kept getting all these specials was because A, the trans shit was like a 10-minute piece of a 60-minute, 90-minute special. And also, Dave doesn't talk exclusively about that. And he was he's one of the best ever to do it. And he draws a shitload of money. So he's in. And you know, the other thing is, if Dave Chappelle doesn't get specials at Netflix, it's not like Mark Maron will. So for a guy saying that Maher is doing whatever it takes to stay relevant, while he sits there and he's not trashing shitty unknown comedians, he's trashing the biggest names out there. Rogan, Rife, Chappelle, Maher. And I'm not saying these four belong in any ranking with each other. I'm saying those are the people he's going after. So, I mean, dude, Maron, he's just about done promoting his special. He'll go back to where he was before, and that's bitching out on his front porch at his neighbors, I'm sure. Turtle Steel Shell with $1 says, okay, eventually I'll send you that damn Crowder mug. All right. Thank you, buddy. Rabbi Smoothie says, stop begging for a wrench, you gay F word. That's $3 more for the pen. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. $3 more. No Pen 15 Fathead is now at 71 and on top of our standings for tonight. Thank you. 170 away from tonight's goal. Keep throwing in, guys. I certainly do appreciate it. Remember, 15 more memberships gifted on Rumble, and we are going to be up over 300, which means I will have to go until 9 tonight. Oh my God, our numbers are fucking tragic this evening. Oh boy, let's just pray it's because it's a holiday week. Oh my, or because we're a half hour into the show. Guys, hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. Morning show did well. I mean, until I had all of these fucking, the OBS issues. Morning show did very well today. I was very happy with it. But this evening show, man, we got ourselves a problem. We got ourselves a wee bit of a problem here with this evening show. I tell you what, the goal is life. You keep hitting the goal. I won't go manage a Quick Trip after the morning show's over. How's that? Funeral director becoming a member for 5 months says, hey, what's up with the Shuli Network trashing you so much? They need money. I mean, again, I don't fault anyone for needing money. I do think it's a little, I think I'm better than them in the fact that I just come out and say, here's the goal or whatever. They don't come out and say, we like Aaron, he's actually fine. We used to call him before we did a daily morning show. Bob Levy used to say, I've been telling Shuli we ought to do a morning show just like Steel Toe does, where we bullshit like old radio. That they kind of modeled it after me. I mean, they don't say that because it would kind of give away the game, but they look, man, I get not wanting to work a real job. Why do you think I'm doing this? I just wish they could admit it. That's all. $2 from No Pen 15 Fathead. Thank you very much. Says, holy shit. Thanks, all you cool cats and kittens. Yeah, they're making donations like on your behalf. I say you match that 73. That would be fun. Baba Booey Hooey with $2 says, so real men tattletale on bullies they can't handle. More stalkers. I would say stalkers, but that's fine. But hey, however you need to cope, my man, you keep coping. I would say being this obsessed with another dude is a little gay, but I make money off you, so that's good. Speaking of a little gay, the third male Vikings cheerleader, Tim Walz. I had you for a minute there, didn't you? I had you for a little bit. It's cut down day in the NFL, and the Minnesota Vikings are they got down to their 53-man roster. I was very happy to see that Max Brosmer was on it. I was a little bummed that the Thielen trade is not happening. The Panthers cut Hunter Renfrow. Thielen was at practice today. But the bright side is the Vikings have a shitload of draft picks for this year if we want to do anything with it. So, hey, we didn't get the guy I wanted. That doesn't sound good. But I really love the roster that we've put together. And a lot of undrafted rookie free agent hits. I mean, wow. Brosmer, there's an offensive lineman. There's a defensive lineman. Unbelievable. All right. You know what? I tell you what, Baba Booey Huey, I'm going to cut you loose. You have lost your fucking mind, dude. You have really gone bananas. Holy shit. He wants the whole show to be him. He's like, Aaron, I want your attention really bad. It's a big room, cunt. I mean, not as big as it used to be, but I got to do a show. I'm sorry, pal. But thank you for the $2. That puts us 165 away from today's goal. He's really mad that I fought back and won the war. It's really upsetting him. But here's the problem. My audience doesn't give a shit, kiddo, because they have real lives. Sorry. Another win for the toe, I suppose. Funeral director with $2 says the Shuli Network should give you cred for inspiring their show. Dude, you're kind of talking about little fish here with the whole Shuli net. Like, let's just let's do a show and have some fun, buddy. What's your obsession? Like, no offense, but that is such a small world of podcasts you're watching, and everybody outside of it laughs at it and thinks it's gay. You gotta check the mirror, bud. But thank you for the $2, funeral director. I do appreciate it. And thanks for being a member of this channel. It's just that the show we do is better. I know you're used to watching shows just talk about other shows. The show we do is much better than that. And it's just, I'm trying to get you to be better as well. 165 away from today. Go ahead, throw in a couple of bucks. Let us know that you don't want to hear about fucking gay 60-year-old fucking radio contest losers. Jesus Christ. Tim Walz, the third Vikings male cheerleader, was giving a speech at a DNC event yesterday. And I don't know. I'll play the clips for you. You tell me if you think Tim Walz is over the election. Because I'm starting to think that maybe Tim Walz wakes up every morning. Kind of like funeral director and Baba Booey Huey, how they wake up every morning and they think about me. I think Tim Walz wakes up every morning and he thinks about Donald Trump. You know, Trump and I have kind of that same aura about us where we have a lot of people who wake up in the morning and they eat, sleep, and live them. You know, me, him, and just it breeds delusional people. Well, I think Tim Walz has been broken over the 2024 election. And if you don't think so, let me show it to you. You be the judge.
Think of how easy it would be to be a damn Republican. Oh, what should I wear today? This stupid freaking red hat. What should I say today? I don't know. Just make sure it's cruel. Who do we listen to? That guy. Oh, the felon in the White House? Yeah, listen to him and that will be fine. Now he's talking about burning flags. He's going to have flag burning or whatever. Because he knows there's a hell of a lot of flags with his picture on it that are going to get burned. Think of how...
He seems to be doing very well. he seems to... You know what? I'm sorry that I suggested he's not over the election yet. I apologize. He seems like he's doing great. I mean, what I couldn't even fully understand like what he was getting at. He's like, now he wants to go into flag burning. It's like, well, no, he wants to ban flag burning and he wants to give people a year in jail over the flag burning. By the way, do not put a clip up talking about that. Nobody fucking cares. But he also goes, yeah, probably because he knows that there's going to be a lot of American flags with his face on it that are going to get burned. What? Who's putting Trump's face on the American flag? I don't understand what that criticism was. Either way, you know what? Let's move on. Maybe I'm just cherry picking clips. Maybe there was a lot more to that speech he made. Maybe he made a lot of great points. Let's see. I'm guessing he's over it. Oh, and by the way, the Democrats on their way to winning an election are doing great if they want an angry, balding lesbian screaming at people to be their next spokesman. You're right on the way.
Each and every one of us are unified around the idea that this cruelty must end.
I agree. So when is this speech wrapping up?
Slow rolling attempt at undermining democracy, and I always get in trouble for it, and I'll continue to say it. I don't think we do any favors when we don't name it. These are fascist policies meant to take away our... That is what they are.
Wow, guys, that is great. Did you hear that? Tim Walz just said that Trump is a fascist, and he has fascist policies that are going to be taking our freedoms away. God damn it, I never hear any Democrats say that. I'm glad that this guy who abandoned the soldiers he was supposed to lead into war just as they were getting deployed, I'm really glad this guy has taken the bull by the horns and deciding to charge into the battle and lead us all in the resistance. Just thank God it's not an actual battlefield. He'd retired just before the battle started. But thank God he's willing to lead us into battle with such original tropes as Donald Trump is a big, mean, fascist bully. All right, now we're going to engage in what ifs. You know, because Tim Walz can sit there and he can pontificate and he can bitch and moan all day about how bad things are. But, you know, you're going to lose people unless you tell them what things could be. You know, hit them with a little hope. Tell us what we would have gotten, Tim, if you and your drunk Aunt Kamala would have won the White House. Let's hear it.
The privilege of my lifetime was stand beside someone we know was the most qualified and would have been a fantastic president in a President Harris.
Do we all know that? Okay. Well, that's the first time hearing of it, but go ahead.
And look, we wouldn't wake up every day to a bunch of shit on TV and a bunch of nonsense. We would wake up to an adult with compassion and dignity and vision and leadership doing the work.
Did you and I watch the same campaign? Adult? They'd ask her, what should we do about Israel? Israel is a country. And it is such a country. And, when countries do things, sometimes they're Israel and they do these things. And that's when countries like Israel do things that Israel thinks a country like Israel should do. I would not at all put a rope around my neck every morning if I woke up and heard that voice.
Not a man-child crying about whatever's wrong with him. May his fat ankles find something today. Petty as hell.
Oh, yeah, no. Keep going. Keep telling us how Donald Trump is petty as hell while he never mentions you at all. And you talk about his fat ankles and how he's bitching all the time. No, really. I think Tim Walz might be the Baba Booey Hooey of politicians. So, as we check in on Tim Walz, you know what? I was wrong. He does seem to be doing very well. It seems like he's past that whole election thing. It seems like, and give him a lot of credit. He worked through it. He was able to work through it. I'm sure it was very tough. I don't know if you've ever worked really hard to do something and you ended up, Ryan, how about a few bucks? All right, you're blowing up my phone, buddy. You work really hard. You try to do something. You try to, get a W, whatever, and you end up losing to Donald Trump. I'm sure it takes a lot of time to process that and get over it and not sound like a bitter, broken-hearted bitch. And he's done the work, and that's what's important. T. Duden says, yet Minnesota loves him. Yeah, the Metro does, and that's where all the people are. You look at Tim Walz's approval rating, it's still going strong. We don't take approval ratings very often here in Minnesota, but when we do, let's take a look. As of late June 2025, so about 2 months ago, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz's approval rating, whoa, stands at 49% with 50% disapproving. This marks the second time his approval dropped below 50%. A separate poll conducted around the same time by KSTP, finds a higher approval rating of 58%. Okay. So it depends on who you ask. He's at 58 if you ask the KSTP survey. He's at 49 if you ask the Star Tribune one. The only way I can understand how far apart those numbers are is the Star Tribune asked a lot of outstate Minnesota, and the KSTP poll focused more heavily on the metro area. I'll tell you this, and maybe I'm being a pessimist when it comes to Minnesota, but I'm thinking I would say that the KSTP poll is probably more accurate than the Star Tribune poll. I know Minnesota, and Tim Walz is the kind of guy that large parts of Minnesota like, mostly because of the D next to his name, but also because a lot of Democrats in Minnesota, that's their idea of a man's man, a dude's dude, unfortunately. Root says, Tim Walz is a man's man. He goes duck hunting with his dogs and works on his old truck. You guys just don't know a real man when you see one. Spirit fingers and zesty point. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right, guys, if we're going to hit that goal tonight, we're going to have to rally with whatever's in here because we are under 200 at the moment, under 200 people watching this show right now. This, look, man, I'm going to chalk it up to it's summertime. I'm going to chalk it up to Labor Day weekend. I'm going to chalk it up to a lot of our fans being gone in the evening. If it looks like this next week, I think it's okay to hit the panic button and try to figure out something else for evenings on the toe, whether it's pushing these shows back later or what. But double digits on both of our two main services, that ain't going to get them done. That's record low turnout for the toe. That is no good. Tell you what, for those of you that are here, step up, knock out that 165, and hit that goal tonight. I appreciate it. I am doing these shows this way to what probably a room full of people that could fill up my living room. I just hope we can make our money tonight. That's all. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Ryan the Garbage Man, sorry I yelled at you, bud, but every time I check my damn phone, buddy, it's a text. It's like, write it in the chat. You know, put it in the chat. Just put her in there. I can't keep going. Device, my man. It's because you hosted Keanu. We told you she's cursed. Did you listen to us? No. I mean, I think I said it before and I'll say it again. We vehemently just stay away from all that drama shit. We told those people we don't want you. They got pissy. They left, which is good. And now we rebuild from there. We've done it a million times. I mean, since we've been on the internet, we've probably done this story 4 times. Like getting to like attract some weird internet group and then go, okay, we're done with you guys. Thanks. This is getting weird. And then go back to our core audience. And now we're back there again. No Pen 15 Fathead with $5 says, anyone going to be in the Dells this weekend and looking to get a swig at Niggs? Niggs Bar in beautiful Wisconsin Dells. Thank you, No Pen. Dub with $1 says $1 holla. Well, we need a lot more of those dollars if we're going to have a successful night tonight. Do me a favor, hit like, hit subscribe, hit share, talk to a friend, talk to a neighbor, tell them about the toe, tell them it's a good show, because the more of them we've got listening, the quicker we hit the goals, the less the goal is mentioned, and we just stick to the really good meaty parts of this program. No Pen 15 Fathead with $2 says with me. Oh, he wants you to go get a swig with Nig. With him. All right, what are we at? 160. Guys, do me a favor. Oh, ease my tortured soul and help us hit that $160 goal. I'm already stressing out enough about our falling evening show audience at this point. Dan Vicious with $5 says 90% of chat are gay F words like our governors Walz and Evers. Do you have a Rumble premium code yet? What? Yeah. What do you mean? We're a Rumble Premium, Rumble Creator Program, the whole deal. Thank you for the $5, Dan Vicious. 155 away from today. See, if we can keep that vibe going and we can keep that being constant, we'll be okay. I want to try and get you guys into a pattern of just ticking it off a little at a time during the show and just having a constant wave going instead of me doing a fake show that turns into a telethon. I would appreciate that. But again, this show is always gone in those peaks and valleys. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. Jefferson City, Missouri. I don't mean to scare the shit out of you guys, but there's a worm that might get into your brain and eat it in 24 hours, leaving you dead. Shit, I told you I wasn't going to try and scare the shit out of you. Well, cat's out of the bag, or amoebas into your brain. Let's take a look.
Missouri health officials confirmed the person who contracted a case of what is commonly known as the brain-eating amoeba has died. The person had been...
Typically, that is what happens when you get a brain-eating amoeba. It is kind of shitty to, like, the thing commonly known as you would expect to hear, like, Physalis deleterius, you know, or some kind of Latin name. They're like, nah, we don't fuck around with that. You're not going to be alive long enough to hear it. Just the brain-eating amoeba.
water skiing at the Lake of the Ozarks before getting sick. The exact source of the illness is currently being investigated by public health officials. But according to the CDC, the survival rate for someone with this infection is less than 3%.
Yeah, it's just about zero. You get the brain-eating amoeba, you just got to kind of hope the amoeba dies somehow in your head and it can't eat your brains. And do you know, like, what a 1 in a million chance it is to get this brain-eating amoeba? Like, this is you. So they were water skiing. Basically, they had to fall off the water skis. Water shoots up your nose. The amoeba's in the water. The amoeba gets up into your brain. Dunzo. It's over.
It's also extremely rare, with only 167 cases in the U.S. since 1962.
Again, it was God just decided it was your day to die and played Final Destination with your soul. 160 deaths from the brain-eating amoeba in 60 years. You get one of these things, you got it for a reason. You know, they say everything happens for a reason. People say that when something's really tough. And they're like, oh, don't worry. God gives his toughest challenges to his strongest soldiers. And everything happens for a reason. You get the brain-eating amoeba, it did happen for a reason. God wants you to die. That's the only reason you would get it. There's also some kind of flesh-eating bacteria that just found its way to the United States. I hate to give you guys so much good news today, but flesh-eating bacteria. Yeah, first case of flesh-eating screwworm parasite in the U.S. Yeah, let's play this one.
Screwworm in Maryland, according to health officials there. This is a flesh-eating parasite that officials say was found earlier this month in somebody who had recently traveled to El Salvador. The good news, they're saying that the risk this spreads is very low.
Quit going to shitholes. We can all keep each other safe. We can all keep each other free of all kinds of different parasites and shitty diseases if we just stop going to shitholes, guys. There's no reason for you to be in El Salvador unless you're actively trying to get diarrhea to lose 10 pounds. I mean, that'll be a good shortcut. But otherwise, there's no reason to be going to these places. We have Nashville. We have Florida. We have Las Vegas. We have L.A. We have New York. We have the mountains. We have Colorado. We have Arizona, Texas, all kinds of places you can go. You don't need to go to El Salvador. There's just Mexicans and parasites. That's it.
This parasitic worm is usually found in animals. It can be found in pets, for example, but it can be pretty damaging beyond that. It can kill whole herds of cattle. And the USDA estimates a bad outbreak could devastate the beef industry in Texas to the tune of nearly $2 billion. I want to bring in NBC medical contributor Dr. Kavita Patel. Dr. Kavita Patel, you knew if there was a flesh-eating...
Yes, I got an H-1B visa just to tell you about the screwworm.
Parasite, we're going to be talking about it on this show and what we need to know, right? We thought this was eradicated, didn't we? Didn't we think this was pretty much wiped out?
Yeah, but some dumb white person went to El Salvador and ate a burrito made by some guy with fucking dirty hands, filthy. He just had him in a toilet. He was plunging it earlier. And then he served you food. It's not like they have an FDA in El Salvador. And then he brought screwworm back with you. Thanks a lot, Dick.
Yeah, you're right, Hallie. It was eradicated. This was done decades ago for a fascinating mechanism. We actually raised billions of sterilized screwworm flies. We raise the flies, sterilize them with radiation, and then drop them out of planes. You feel like this is a science fiction movie. It was real. Over Mexico and Central America, because the flies can't reproduce, they can't propagate the screwworm fly. So
was anyone else paying attention to that? Anyone else find that remarkably fucked up and that we should keep an eye on all scientists because they're liable to shoot lots of people at any given time? Only an autistic, weird dork who spent his whole childhood inside thinks of something like that. You ain't getting that from a jock. That's just some kid who played with an erector set a lot and watched a fuckload of Bill Nye the Science Guy. Say, I know how to get rid of those screwworm. Oh, how? Do we go hunt them or flamethrowers? No. So what we do is we give birth to a bunch of these flies. Okay, I'm with you. Then we nuke them. Wait, what? Yeah, we're just going to put them in the fucking microwave, and then we're going to drop a shitload of them out over Mexico. It's like, what the fuck? Why, you serial killer? because it'll sterilize them. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we can give that a shot. Jesus. It's, again, it's not something any of us would think of. So thank God we have people that will think of this shit, but also stay away. Keep at arm's length from those people. Red Fox Mad with $5 says, Aaron, when are you going to do a live show at the Minnesota State Fair? That would be awesome. When I have more viewers and I'm more relevant, instead of watching my career slowly fade year after year. Hit the goal. Sneed Dave Williams with $5 says, not sure if you know this, but Ralph was just in El Salvador, and you know where his thumbs have been. Oh, my God. Did Ethan Ralph bring the screwworm back with him from a prostitute's asshole? God damn it. If I've told him once, I've told him 1,000 times. Wash your goddamn hands before you bring parasites back with you from the third world. Turtle Steel Shell with $1 says $1 turtle challenge. Flood both Rumble and YouTube with $1 donos. Flood his notifications with donos. I would love that. Rabbi Smoothie with $1 says we're all going to die. Give all your money to Aaron. I love that idea. 150 away from tonight's goal. We are having one of our record low nights in terms of viewership. We are between Rumble and YouTube, we're still under 200 people. Oh, no, we just eclipsed 200. Oh, my God. Do me a favor. That's already going to trip me the fuck out. Just knock out tonight's goal, and we'll be okay. We'll be okay. 150 is the number. 15 gifted memberships away from 300. Hopefully we can knock that out. I would appreciate it. Diamonds in Henna with $4.99 says to Steel Toe for providing a good distraction from real life. And that's what we do. There's no reason to do gay fucking drama of podcasts that 4 people watch and then just try and hang on to the tow rope as long as you can. Just do a show that distracts people, gives them some entertainment, and that they can enjoy that doesn't toxicify their soul. Essentially. 145 away from today. Coltrane says, wow, dude, the chin is bulbous today. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Record low numbers for the evening show, a goal that is still very much in doubt for today. And you throw a free comment in that says, wow, the chin is bulbous today. No, thanks for not throwing any money behind that comment. I can't tell you how great that is. Fucking hell. Some days I go, why do you put yourself through the abuse? You know, you could do the morning show and you could go quietly do something else the rest of the day. You lazy fucker. Oh, thanks, bud. Coltrane with $1 says, here, don't be a bitch. LOL. I'm not being a bitch. The goal is life. If the goal doesn't get hit, it's an ultimate fail. I don't care how funny I am. I don't care how amazing I am and how people say, great show, amazing show, attaboy. You can do that after we hit the goal. Shit on me all you want, just attach a few bucks to it. That's all I care about. All right, let's go into this very sad story. Very sad, but very ironic story. You know, the United States of America, beautiful place, land of opportunity. You know, a lot of people pack up their entire lives, leave their homelands, and come here for another chance. A lot of those people, refugees, fleeing a homeland that is being torn apart by things like war. Like a 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee who fled her war-torn home for a safer life in the U.S., so she moved to North Carolina, come on and raise up, and like a goddamn monster movie, she was knifed to death by a homeless career criminal. This might finally be the part where people go, you know what? Maybe refugees will go, America's not really safe enough for us to be going there. Maybe we should pick somewhere else. I mean, it's very sad for this woman that that's the case. But if it were the case, I mean, rough road to get there, but at least we get there. This is so sad.
Tonight, we're getting more information and learning more about the victim in a deadly stabbing last week on the rail line.
23-year-old Irina Zarutska was killed Friday night in a busy part of South End.
Imagine staying in Ukraine was safer for you than coming to the United States in certain neighborhoods. That's wild to think about.
CNC Charlotte's Jesse Pierre has more on how her friends are remembering her tonight.
23-year-old Irina Zarutska moved here for peace, looking for a fresh start from her war-torn country of Ukraine. But unfortunately, she was met by tragedy. Family and friends of 23-year-old Irina Zarutska heartbroken.
We just had a heart of gold. She was a sweetheart, and it makes me sick to think that she's gone.
Zarutska fled Ukraine to
Well, you should have moved to a safer country like Mexico.
Escape the dangers of war.
Life was like it is right now, just bombing daily, depending on what
Sounds like an episode of Steel Toe Evening Show.
province you're in, and you don't know if you're going to live to breathe another day.
But Friday, in South End, she found herself in another battle. CMPD says Karutska was stabbed to death.
All of this is part of the crime scene right now. It did occur on the actual train, yes.
Police charge 34-year-old DeCarlo.
All right, who's got bingo? Who's bet hit?
Brown, who has a lengthy criminal history in connection to her death. It's not clear what led to her stabbing and if the two even knew each other. As the investigation continues, loved ones say they are shocked and left searching for answers.
She's somebody that abided by the law and doesn't get to live another day to even try.
Brown was also hurt in the incident and was taken to the hospital. Once
Oh, gee, I hope he is okay.
released, he will be formally charged. Now,
I love that they include that in the news report. Hey, the crazed homeless career criminal who murdered this poor war refugee, you know, he got hurt too, you guys. Oh, let me know where his room is so I can send him flowers. Red Fox Mad with $4.99 says a few years ago, someone gave $400,000 to the Catholic Church. And all I think is, how could I have made him a fan of this show? That's all. $2 from Coltrane says, I didn't get the donate this morning with all the OBS crashes and meltdowns. Thank you. $2 from Rabbi Smoothie says, bulbous chin donation. Thank you. And Addicted to Super Chat's good egg. Oh, God, he is really triggered by the toe. Thanks for the buck, though, buddy. I appreciate it. He's going to be so mad that I didn't feature him. I don't know what I've done to ruin these people's lives, but they just can't stand. Like, guys, it's not going well. You see our numbers are in the shitter tonight. Who knows if we're going to hit the goal? You guys come here to seethe, and I try to comfort you. Guys, we're not exactly at our peak. You know, in the mornings, we're back down to where we've always been, around 600-700 people at a time, you know. All the drama, all that stuff, we chose to get away from it. It died down. Now we're back to where we've always been. Just like when we got into another algorithm and then we're, oh my God, 800, 900, 1,000 people at a time. And it comes right back down to the 600-700. Evening show, it's going even shittier than that. So guys, you're going to be okay. I don't want to kick all of you out, but you're kind of depressing to look at. Von Kaiser with $5 says, raising awareness for the steel toe screwworm. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for the $5. And where does that put us? 135 away from today. Hey, don't look now, but you guys are starting to do some damage. Keep it up. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. Take a look at this. Anonymous Fake Dono says, remind those making comments about your shirt that the perception of what is masculine is socially constructed and evolving, with individuals now widely adopting items historically considered feminine and rejecting strict gender norms in fashion. Thank you very much to Anonymous Fake Dono. My God, addicted to Super Chat's good egg. You're like more into my life than I am, or like my family members are. Thank you for the $1. Boy, you must really know. At least you're one of the reasonable ones who knows that that's not going to go well for your boys who you don't know and you've never met. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to do that to you. If I would have known that that was something that was going to bust you up inside and leave you vulnerable and emotional, I wouldn't have done it. I'm really sorry, buddy. Stop smiling. Stop smiling, you prick. 125 away from today's goal. Just rest assured my audience thinks you're gay and doesn't care. Diamonds and Henna, becoming a member for 6 months, says it's Labor Day week. Many people are on vacation. Fingers crossed. Let's hope that's it. 125 away from tonight. Thank you guys very much. Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much. Keep it going. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. I think we might have a shot at knocking this thing out tonight. Knock on all the woods. All right. Now we can, hey, gender and sports. You know, it's a really controversial thing right now. And a lot of people don't like talking about it because it just, for some reason, leads to people. Oh, hey, by the way, we hit 250 tonight. Oh, my God. We hit it. I've only checked Twitter, YouTube, and Rumble on Restream for the combined. So I'm sure the 5 on Kick and the 6 on Facebook. Holy shit. So we are down by about 50 or 60 people, but it's not as bad as the record lows we were at earlier. So do me a favor, since we're in the triple digits everywhere. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow, knock out the 125, and let's win. 383 Novocaine with $1 says, perfect night to find the Haley Bark drop. I tried. I can't find the damn thing. If someone else has it, they're more than welcome to hand it on over. You guys hammer out that 125 and all will be right with the world. So this varsity football team in California has a gender issue on a football team, but everyone's behind it. This is going to be a positive story. This is a good story. It's not going to be one about somebody with a 5 o'clock shadow playing power forward for the girls, elbowing ladies' teeth out. Not at all. It's about 2 women, biological women, who are playing on the football team. No, they don't have to be lesbians. I think this is actually really great. Women playing football as kickers could be perfect. It's relatively no contact. Anybody can kick a football. Let's take a look.
The familiar buzz of high school football is back. Fans packing the stands. Cheerleaders leading the crowd.
Especially Blaze and Louie. Was that their names? I hate that my son has the same name as the remarkably flaming Vikings cheerleader.
And the rush of players running out on the field. But this game between the Roseville Tigers and the Antelope Titans marks a historic first. 2 of the players taking the field for Antelope High School, kickers Olivia Richardson and Miley Phillips.
She can actually kick the ball. You know, you remember high school, there wasn't a lot of field goal kicking. You had to be within like 30 yards to even think that attempting a field goal was possible.
It's time in district history that a high school has had 2 girls on the varsity football roster.
It's just a great place to be.
Olivia joined the team last year after her brother convinced her.
Oh, come on. All right. That's now wait a minute. God bless. Awesome. That did not look like the strongest kick I've ever seen. And look, there but for the grace of God go I. I can't kick a football that well either, but that didn't look like varsity shit.
To give it a shot.
Very big brotherhood. Everyone's kind to me. Everyone's very nice. And, you know, like, I love my brothers. And
you know, what's really great is we all get together after practice. We take some JV kids. We break broomstick handles. We shove them up their ass. You know, I'm the one who gets to apply. You know, it's just good to be one of the boys, you know, do the things that they get to do. Like, she takes part in all the hazing rituals. The school board's like, oh, how dare you expose these girls to such terrible things? And all the guys are like, it was their fucking idea. They're despicable.
you know, they love their sisters.
Miley joined soon after.
Oh, you missed what they were saying. They said they love the sisters. They thought you guys were going to be black.
Olivia was on the team last year. Just like, it really inspired me because I was like, oh, like it's possible for a girl to be on the football team and kick.
Both use their skills from soccer to help them on the football field.
So look, that was a great kick. You see the girl Miley, the second girl, the senior? Did you see her kick? They filmed her from the back. She kicked it. They showed it going through the uprights, 30, 35. It was actually a hell of a field goal. The other one they didn't show so much.
Girls are both great. They condition like the boys. They get in hitting drills. They do everything they're supposed to do, and they're out here having fun.
Head coach Jawan Hurd says he hopes they can serve as an inspiration.
There's a lot of girls that think they can't, or they shouldn't because of what the fear is going to be, from hearing from their classmates or peers. But if these girls...
I don't really think girls playing on the football team, I don't think they're going to get a lot of shit from their peers. I think if anything, people will be like, holy shit, really? You play football? It's fucking incredible. I think that would be more of an impressive thing.
Can do it. I think anybody can.
Trying new things is the best
nice
thing
kick
for you to do. You live once, so go out and do it.
And their whole family, just try it out, give it a shot, and I think a lot of people enjoy it.
I mean, good for them. Although, did the coach say that they do contact drills? Why? They're a kicker. Why are you making your kickers do contact drills? How much of these perverted young students you got here are slipping you 20s so that you can put the girls in the fuck? Come on. What the hell? Annoyed Wawa supervisor says, Aaron, let's be real. Not everybody can kick a football with your Charlie Brown looking hairline looking ass. I'm sorry. $1 from Eric Cartman says, Aaron, this can stop all sexual attacks by Muslim migrants on kids and women, and it's cheap. Oh, boy. Thank you for the $1, buddy. It's a bacon underwear. Oh. I don't think you understand how graping works, sir. I don't think you understand. Oh shit. Sorry, buddy. I can't. I mean, best of luck. I hope it helps, but I'm going to remain skeptical. Thank you. All right, guys, where are we at? 125 away from tonight. Root says 2 chick kickers are better at making the goal than Aaron. That really hurt my feelings. He's right, Shut up! 125 away from tonight's goal. Guys, show Roots that that's not true and that I can hit goals too, even on a low night. Even when we're barely over 200. We barely kissed 250 this evening. Please tell him he's wrong and that everything's going to be okay. Shit. That, the ones that hurt the most are the ones that deep down are true. And that one stung like a bee. Angelica's doll says, we love you, Aaron. And my bullfrog neck comes out more, the more embarrassed I am. 125 away. Help us get the show back on track after what was a goddamn humiliating truth right there. Those 2 female kickers on that football team hit the goal more than I do. We have a really good show tomorrow, and Thursday is going to be a Rumble Friday, Thursday, so there's no goal on Thursday's show. So it's going to be goal tonight, goal tomorrow night, and then we're done. That's it. 6 goals in the week, and we're finished. So knock this one out. And then, very rarely can a comment hit home so hard that it makes you go, I really my luster to perform tonight kind of got taken down a peg or two. Rabbi Smoothie says Roots should donate part of that $1,000 you gave him. Is that where it's up to now? Is $1,000? I mean, why not make it I think it was $1,500 if I remember correctly. I think that was it. $5 from Vidam. Oh shit! You know what? I was going to talk about this tonight. We can move this to tomorrow. They're pretty sure now that Hulk Hogan was killed by his doctors. You are right, Vidam. They've been doing some research. They've been looking into things, and they think they fucked something up real bad with one of his surgeries. And, it's such a dirty game. It's such a dirty business that, they knew. They probably knew they fucked up that day. But it hasn't come out until late last week. This news didn't come out. The fact that if they can get away with it, they'll try to get away with it. It makes you wonder how many people have had shit fuck up on an operating table. They either lose their life or they become paralyzed or something. And it was actually the doctor's fault. It wasn't one of the risks of the surgery. The doctor fucked up and you'll never hear about it. I kind of that Hogan shit scares the hell out of me because apparently it was his doctors screwing up something with the procedure that led to him going into renal failure and basically being bedridden for the next month and a half until he died. Brutal. Thank you, Vidam, for the $5. 120 away from tonight. Oh my God, if you guys knocked out that goal tonight with this record low audience we've had, I would be so impressed. I would appreciate it so much. Keep going. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Let's see if we can keep it perfect with this smaller audience tonight. You guys are the best. 120 away. Please keep going. Annoyed Wawa Supervisor says if you pause it, you can see where noted self-professed cool jock Aaron Imholt has his heart broken again. Go ahead. Put Roots stuff out in the rain, buddy. It did sting. A lot. Roots Calhoun says it was $2,000 and you paid my mortgage. Is that what we're up to now? I gave Roots $2,000 for the anniversary show. Angelica's doll says, got any fun date nights planned for the rest of the week, buddy? Oh boy, do I? No, tonight, I do have a very fun night for tonight planned, now that you've asked Angelica's doll. I did have a date night last night. I appreciate you asking. We watched we watched not the Jerry Springer documentary on Netflix, the one about the guy from Ireland whose wife and father-in-law bashed his head in with a cinder block and a baseball bat. We watched that one. Tonight, I have a very busy evening, Angelica's doll. You'll be happy to know. I really hope to be knocking out the goal on this program tonight. If you'd feel like helping, go ahead and click one of the links. And then after that, I have to prep the morning show and get the stream set up. I'm very excited for that. And then after that, since we have a big family gathering at the cabin, I was at the cabin all day today with the kids and my parents and aunts and uncles and stuff. And this weekend at the lake, we're going to be doing basically a rib roast. We're going to be taking out the smoker cooker, and we're going to be making 45 pounds of ribs for everybody. And I am charged with illegal dissemination. No, I'm sorry. I am charged with making the Kansas City dry rub, my own very famous Kansas City dry rub recipe for all 45 pounds. So Angelica's doll, tonight after the program and after show prep for tomorrow, I am going to be making 16 cups of Kansas City dry rub. No, 3 cups of Kansas City dry rub, not 16 cups. That would be fucking insane. Oh, my God. Annoyed Wawa Supervisor says Hulk refused to put natural death over. Typical Hogan. Yeah, they said, hey, Hulk, you're going to die of natural causes. And he said, that's not going to work for me, brother. You know, it makes me wonder, like, everyone always thought it was so strange that my aunt died during a biopsy, that she bled out during a biopsy. And now I'm starting to wonder, like, what if there's something to that? What if they did fuck something up and they'll never tell us because we'll never know, right? Roots Calhoun says for about 20 minutes before they realized he was he says, man, some anesthesiologist fucked up and didn't knock a guy out. He was paralyzed and couldn't move, but he saw and heard and felt everything while they operated on his gallbladder for about 20 minutes before they realized he was awake. Oof. That's fucking nasty, man. MSO says, now you had a win this morning. Why would you break out the gay shirt? I really thought people would pay money to mock the gay shirt tonight. Really. Angelica's doll says, confirmed there's a new SP. Are these dates with the same woman or are you playing the field? There will always be an SP. That's what I will tell you, Angelica's doll. There will always be an SP. Kind of like there will always be a James Bond, right? Who's your favorite James Bond? There will always be an SP. Don't let it drive you nuts, kids. It's weird to look into my life that much. It's fucking crazy. Brian says 3 cups won't cover 45 pounds of ribs. That's what I said. Okay, I'm glad you said something. So look, I want to make the dry rub, right? Online, it says like 16. No, what is it? How much dry rub for a pound of ribs is what I was looking for. Let me go back to this here. How much dry rub for 1 pound of ribs? Here, check this out. For 1 pound of ribs, start with about 1 tablespoon of dry rub. That doesn't sound like enough, right? So 16 tablespoons in a cup. 16, the 3 cups is 48 pounds. They say that would be enough. I'm thinking like you're thinking, and I thought I was crazy for thinking that. Angelica's doll says, are you saying you always have a slam piece? That's an easy way to catch the clap. That's, you know what, fair point phrasing. I suppose you're right. Chevy fan with $1 says SP equals sweaty palm. Now, how is that helpful for anyone? How is that helpful for absolutely anyone? Guys, do me a favor. Refresh that goal a little bit. We're 120 away from tonight. I'm going to stay on it just because our viewership is so low this evening. Let's see if we can get that 120 hammered out and call it a win for the toe tonight and stay perfect for the week. So we have an update on that Psycho Stu guy. I read this today that Psycho Stu actually flatlined in the ring. The guy that Rampage Jackson's kid beat the living shit out of for a shoot. Apparently, Psycho Stu flatlined in the ring. They were able to revive him. He started breathing again on his own. They got him to the hospital. He was out. He finally woke up, I think, the next day, and he's currently in stable but critical condition. They're just observing. They're watching for any brain swelling. They're watching for any internal bleeding, any hemorrhages that might happen. Like, apparently Psycho Stu is not out of the woods yet, but he's a lot better than he was. There's been some really weird takes on it. One of the weirdest takes I saw came from WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry. And Mark Henry was a guy who was around for a long time as a wrestler. Now he's around as like a backstage guy with WWE. I feel like Mark Henry has not actually watched the video of Raja Jackson beating the living shit out of Psycho Stu, because I'll tell you, his take is a bad take, and he gets a lot of shit wrong. Let's take a listen as to why Mark Henry has Raja Jackson's back in this whole thing. I'll also say this. Mark Henry might have Raja Jackson's back as like it might be a black thing. I would actually understand that more than Mark Henry actually thinking any part of this was okay.
Well, I mean, I say that's what happens when people are not experienced to our business. And you have to be fully educated. You got to be fully trained. And
I agree with
people
that.
think that that's something that's not prevalent. But like when I came into wrestling in 95, 96, I had a lot of the same issues. I didn't like the ribbing. I didn't like the joking. And anybody that talked to me that I didn't think was worthy of having that kind of aggressive conversation, they got that work. And, I don't know the full story, but I do know what I saw. And it looked like he wasn't smart to what was going on. And
No, 100%. And that is where I'll agree with Mark Henry. And I think that the wrestling company that Rikishi runs, this Knox Pro Wrestling, they did a piss poor job of setting this guy up. They did a piss poor job of explaining everything to this guy. I know he's a head case, and I know he had a concussion, and I know you can't fully control a guy like that. But then you don't bring him in. And if you do bring him in, you don't let anybody put hands on him until they've talked to him beforehand, until they've worked on some things in the ring, until you've taught him some of the basics of the business. I think bringing this guy in cold and then fucking with him with the beer can spot and all that and not totally smartening him up to the business, it really, and then also not knowing what a fucking mental patient he was, it really is on the promotion, some of this, for what this Raja Jackson did.
And the dude that was messing with him bit off more than he can chew. And, you got to be careful, one, who you mess with, and two, what kind of example are you as a veteran for inciting a riot with a kid?
Inciting a riot with a kid. First of all, Mark, he's 25 years old. He's not a kid. Second of all, inciting a riot, they did a spot where backstage Psycho Stu hit him with an empty beer can. Woo! It was supposed to set up Raja, and they streamed it on Kick, and it was supposed to set up Raja Jackson getting his payback in the ring later that night.
He's not 12 or nothing, but he's still significantly younger. And, you want to make sure that everybody knows what we're doing. Now that there's shows out there, like Unreal, where people see how educated and well taught and experienced you have to be at the highest levels of pro wrestling. You see why it's important to have that training like they do at NXT, because you don't ever want a situation where somebody brand new out the box is put in that kind of situation.
No, I agree. I think Mark Henry's take on that part is very, very good. I think some of it takes some of the responsibility off of, what do you call it? Raja Jackson. I think it takes a lot of the responsibility off him. Like, oh, they shouldn't have fucked with the guy. It's like, well, that was the point. Again, maybe the people in the wrestling thing should have done a better job of smartening him up. They should have done a better job of telling him what they were going to do and what it meant and that it was all a work and everybody's cool. Maybe they should have done that. Sure, absolutely. But that doesn't excuse you going in there and punching. They counted 22 free shots, throwing 22 free punches at a guy who's unconscious. He's out. He's not getting his hands up to defend himself. He's not rolling with the punches. He is out cold, and you are beating his head like it's just a basketball sitting there. I think Mark Henry's trying really hard to excuse this thing when there's no excuse for it. You can say that the promotion bears more responsibility for running this like dipshits. I would agree, but don't do that while taking responsibility away from Raja Jackson. Loaded Wrench with $5, saying people are saying his dad pushed him to do it. His dad was always picking on him, took his dad anger out on an innocent person. Well, from what I saw, the chat in the live stream were kind of egging him on too, and he was getting a little bit of that chat cancer in him. And that kind of worked him up to go do the thing. Like anyone who takes a chat that seriously, they go do something like that, you can't be booking him for a professional wrestling show. Thank you, Loaded Wrench, for the $5. 1:15 away from tonight. Hey, guys, do me a big favor. I hope you're enjoying tonight's show. Hit thumbs up, hit like, hit subscribe, follow, share, spread the word of the show. Let's get us moving. Not only that, but let's get that $115 goal knocked all the way out. $250 checking out the show right now. Not our best showing, but not our record lows that we were posting earlier. So do me a favor, get really generous. We've had nothing over $10 tonight. Maybe now's the time. If we get 15 gifted memberships on Rumble, I have to go until 9 o'clock. So help us out. Throw in a few bucks. We really do appreciate your financial support of this show. We've been doing it without radio, without, we're just this little morning show out of St. Cloud that we fucking did it. We've drawn a lot of jealousy and hatred because of it. Nobody could do what we did. We fucking did it. And every day we keep it going. We beat back everybody that said no. So keep it moving. 1:15 away. Continuing on with the Raja Jackson stuff. Rampage. Raja's dad finally made his first comments about it. I don't know if it's smart for Quentin to be talking about this. I think there's definitely going to be legal issues, maybe civil, definitely civil issues. It does sound like there's going to be charges against Raja Jackson, probably assault, maybe attempted murder. the Los Angeles Police Department has confirmed they have the case. They're doing an investigation. Afterwards, they're going to turn it into the Los Angeles County Attorney, and they'll decide what happens with charges. Let's see what Rampage had to say.
How you doing, Mr. Jackson? Anything to say about? And first of all, really sorry. We're really sorry about the whole situation.
You know that. I wish I could.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if there was any updates.
All I can say is a lot of racist people give me death threats.
Oh God, here we go. I'm sure people are saying racist shit. I'm sure that there are retards out there who are saying really stupid stuff. I'm not saying I doubt that for a second. However, I hate that shit where, what he's trying to do is he's trying to get the heat off of his son, and he's trying to get the heat off of him by going, oh my God, the hate. Can you believe the racism that's coming our way because of this? It's like, well, I can't understand. I don't like the racism that you're getting because of it, but I can understand the anger. I can understand where people are upset over what happened. Don't try to flip this into you and your son are the victim. There's one victim, and he's laid up in a Los Angeles hospital right now. All right. It's not. Oh, wait, did this happen in LA, or am I mixing that up with the Lil Nas X thing? Wherever it happened, they're investigating it. But the point is this. For you to sit there and go, I'm getting so many racist death threats, as if that's the point. Come on.
Stuff like that. Like, I'm a puppet master. Calling me a bad father. It's uncalled for.
That's uncalled for. None of this is your fault. You made your explanation.
Anything I say is twisted anyway. So.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and turn to it.
No, here, hey, prayers are with you and your family, man. Seriously. No, seriously. Everybody exercise compassion here.
Dude, these TMZ guys are like such disingenuous pieces of shit. Like, do they know how phony it sounds when they do that? They're like, everybody who's watching this, peace and love, and don't be combative, and don't be racist, and it's all love, Rampage. And oh, God. It's more embarrassing when you do it that way than if you would just go, look, he, it would be less it would be more embarrassing if he was like, I'm glad I would be more happy if that reporter guy went up to Rampage and went, look, I don't really give a shit about you. I don't give a shit about your kid. Shit, man, I don't even care about Psycho Stu. I'm just trying to get a video to go viral so it'll be good for my career. Can you give me anything? I would respect that a lot more than like, hey, guys, it's all love. Be cool to Rampage. Sensitive in his time of need, and don't be racist. God damn. Rasputin says, you heard Aaron, he's beating off all the competition. I don't think I said that. I don't believe I said that at all. Rabbi Smoothie says, screw that. He raised a violent kid that obviously isn't mentally an adult. I mean, look, the guy definitely seems to have some issues. Rampage said that, well, it's because, he had a concussion. I've had a concussion. It didn't cause me to snap and beat the living fuck out of a guy. I've had a concussion. It didn't cause me to do anything like that. Chevy fan says Raja Imholt this morning when tech issues hit. Yeah, I was a little funnier than Raja Jackson, though. My Lost Interest says, Aaron, we're praying for you and the goal. Everybody pray for the goal. 115 away from tonight's goal. Seriously, guys, knock that down, hit it. It's the only thing that sucks about my job. It's the only thing that sucks about doing the show. It does cause me a lot of stress. I fucking hate it. I know a lot of people watch this show and root against it. So anything you guys can do to give us a win, it's kind of an us against them sort of a deal. I do appreciate it. And knock it out early in the show. Big drops, so I don't come in and out of, getting the show on a roll and then needing to ask you for money. I wish I was a good enough show, or I wish I could stomach doing drama and all that gay, boring shit so that brain dead retards would just hit the feeder button and throw more money in. But I would feel so unfulfilled, and I would just feel like I'm robbing and raping people of their money. I'd rather just do a good, honest show, and if one day the money dries up and I have to go away, I'd rather do that. Throw in a few bucks, knock out the 115. I think there's a lot of gas still left in this tank. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Click one of those links. Throw a few bucks at us, and let's hit that 115 bucks for tonight. I do appreciate it. Please and thank you. And by the time I come back to the chat, hopefully you guys feel like throwing a few in. So we go one more wrestling story for tonight. I don't know if you're familiar with All Elite Wrestling. It's called AEW. I can't fucking stand it. I mean, I was so excited when a new wrestling organization came around because I'm like, that means competition. Competition is good. Everybody steps it up. The wrestling gets better. But AEW is complete shit. It doesn't know what it wants to be. It's run by some spoiled billionaire kid. Who's the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, gave his kid a few $1 billion and said, here, tax write-off, make me a wrestling company. And this dork, Tony Khan, he used to play wrestling booker simulators on his computer when he was a kid. Well, probably now, still. And he's like, I'm going to open my own wrestling company and we're going to book it just like a computer game. And it fucking sucks. This is not wrestling. Darby Allin over the weekend at a pay-per-view that AEW was putting on had a fork jammed in his ear. The stomach-turning scene went down during his lights-out steel cage main event across the pond in England. At one point, Allin was placed in a chair and tied up by Gable Kidd before the cameras caught Jon Moxley holding a fork. I don't know if we can. I'm not sure we can play this on the show. Let me go ahead. We'll just we'll click out of it. So, oh my God, there you go. So he's taking a fork and essentially piercing his ear with it. I know some people like that hardcore shit and all that stuff. I think it's fucking stupid. I don't, there's nothing pro wrestling about mutilating someone's ear with a fork. And the sooner all of that shit is gone from professional wrestling, the better. Jamming forks in people's ear, it's like barbed wire baseball bats and exploding beds of nails and shit. It doesn't take a great wrestler to blow themselves up. It doesn't take a great wrestler to have a fork jammed in your ear. That's like Ripley's Ripley's Believe It or Not shit. So I've never been a WWE or an AEW guy. And shit like that just makes it worse. $2 from Loaded Wrench says, stop sending Aaron death threats. I like that one. Redbird with $2 says, nah, that was the same as any hood head stomp video. It's a culture thing, not a concussion. Thank you very much to Main Vein for $20.
We want the gold, sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
Oh my God, let's get Main Vein and his 20 logged here. Thank you very much. That's huge. A few more of those and we are good for the night. Thank you, guys. He says, Aaron, we really need to cull the monkey horde in this country. Jesus. That's the only way we and our children have any chance of survival. Oh my God. Thank you for the $20. $100 away from today. Get it, baby. Get it. Come on. 100 away. By the time we get to 100 and there's like 45 minutes left like this, I get excited. I really feel like we've got a shot. So hit one of those links, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. $100 away from the goal. 15 gifted memberships away from going until 9 o'clock tonight. CJ with $2 says, requesting less gay content, please and thanks. Oh, shit. Bro, that could not have been worse timing. I know you're asking for less gay content, and I hear you knocking, and I appreciate the $2. How do I, you literally sent that as we were about to transition over to Lil Nas X commenting on his felony arrest for being naked out in public. I am so sorry. I apologize. Right after this, I'll cut the gay. I promise. Our good friend Timothy with $1 says a few more 20s or even 13s and you'll be back on track. Well, we're on track right now, Timothy. Thank you very much. $100 away. Pants Maestro says it's going to stall. Don't get your hopes up. Oh, I tell you what, guys, I get my hopes up every time I see a PayPal or a Venmo notification on my phone. I can't help getting my hopes up. So Pants Maestro says it's going to stall. Guys, and Pants Maestro, thank you, because I know what you're doing. I appreciate it. Guys, Pants Maestro says it's going to stall. Don't let him be right. Keep moving forward and keep that goal coming down. And even on a record low night, we can still get that goal knocked out. Bapa Shab says, not in that shirt you won't do less gay shit. Look, the shirt is the shirt, my friend. Let's power through this because CJ did give us money to do less gay shit, but this is some gay shit. This is the gayest man in the world right now. I mean, Lil Nas X makes me like an old school Rick Santorum conservative Republican. Like when I see Lil Nas X, I just go, oh God, it's so gay. It's making me homophobic. Like he gays the tolerance out of me, essentially. So Lil Nas X was caught on Rodeo Drive, I think. And he was in his underwear. Then he was fully naked, just prancing around, probably high as a fucking kite, just being a flamboyant gay dude. And the cops came and got him. He hit a few cops. He got charged with 4 felonies. And this is his comment. These are his comments on his arrest. And then no more gay, I promise.
Your girl is going to be okay, y'all. Okay? She's going to be all right. She's going to be all right.
Oh.
Shit. That was fucking terrifying. That was terrifying. That was a terrifying last 4 days. But your girl is going to be all right.
See, like, this is why every time people criticize the, like, pray the gay away people, they're like, oh, this is fucking terrible. How do you, but, like, could we just try it with him? I'm not saying that praying the gay away would make him not gay. I'm just saying that maybe it would like fucking tone it down a bit. Like maybe we would just get some toned down gay, if that makes sense. It's just, I don't need him to stop being gay. I just need to stop referring to him as your girl. I need him to stop sucking on his lip like that. I just, and for no other reason than my own comfort. It's just, I'm a millennial, so I'm like tolerant of homosexuality and all of that shit. But I'm an older millennial, so there's a line. And when it gets too flamboyant, I just can't help it. My inner homophobe comes out and I go, it's so gay. Knock it unconscious, put it on a bed, pray over it, cover it in holy water and rosaries or something, and hope that it doesn't just start sucking on an oblong object as soon as it wakes up and goes, oh, do you think this is detrimental to Christ, honey? I just do something. That's all I'm saying. And thank you to Rabbi Smoothie for 10 gifted memberships. Holy fuckaroni.
They are afraid.
Oh my God. Unbelievable. And also that puts us 5 gifted memberships away from 300 and me having to go until 9. Mad Moof, you're right. He says, it's so gay. Put it on a bed. What the fuck, man? All right. That probably wasn't said as cleanly as it could have been. That's on me. Pants Maestro says, you're welcome, Aaron. I said thank you, brother. Diamonds and Henna with $4.99 says more gay content and more kiki. I mean, that got pretty gay. I said that we should knock a gay man unconscious and put him on a bed. That got pretty bad. Shane M with $5 says, I want to make fun of you with money, but the mods like blocking and timeouting people. Well, we don't need you. I'm sorry. I know that part hurts too, but I know that, dude, the shows you watch need you. They really do. Like, those shows need people who just spite give. We don't. Yeah, we got to rattle the old can, but at least it's honest and it's coming from the fans. I'm sorry that upsets you. Red Fox Mad with $4.99 says Steel Toe is working Glenn Beck's Blaze Credit Union. Hail Blaze Credit Union. The Jews can't get the toes money. $40 away from tonight's goal. CJ with $2 says that much gay is a choice, just like taking gimmies. All right. Okay. By the way, Rabbi Smoothie with that $50 worth of memberships, do I give that to No Pen or do I put you in the cuck chair? What are we doing? Main Vein says, great, now we can go back to worshiping Satan and taking the dicks in the ass. Why do we allow this trash to live? I mean, it's so gay. $1 from Rabbi Smoothie says, F Baba Booey Hooey. Put that money under Dr. Silverwolf. Oh, shit. So $51 to Dr. Silverwolf, who's already at 60 for this week, or 10 for this week, puts him at 61. That's going to put Dr. Silverwolf in third place. Dr. Silverwolf. Numero uno Josh Denny fan, now in fourth at 57. Random Bacon in the cuck chair at 42, and Thermodyne is off the table at 40. All right, do we have, we got to find Thermodyne now at 40. There we go. And now you guys are at $35 away from tonight's goal. Jesus, Pants Maestro, you really worked him up. Thank you, buddy. Dr. Silverwolf with $5 says, get bent, Shane. Oh, shit. Yep, they're hammering him. Yeah, they don't really know how to handle you guys. It's too bad. And that's going to put Silverwolf at 66, which now means Silverwolf is in second place. Unhinged is in third place with 64. Numero uno in fourth at 57, and Random Bacon in the cuck chair at 42. Okay, guys. $35 away from tonight's goal. I wonder if you can knock this goal out in the next 8 minutes. Can you knock it out by 8 o'clock or no? It's, I guess it depends on how gay things plan on getting. Pants Maestro says, I do what I can. I appreciate it, bud. I've said that. Now I just feel like you're getting too many kudos. This is funny. I'm pretty sure Britain has fucking had it with all of their problems, all of their issues. The only problem with England and Britain in general is that they just got sick of it too late. You know, they let too many politicians call them racist. They let too many police officers knock on their doors over Facebook posts. They laid down and took it for so long that I don't know if it isn't too late for Britain to turn it around. I mean, they're getting to the point now where putting English flags and British flags up on street posts is getting them in trouble. Like the police consider it a hate crime for them to show any English or British pride. And I don't know if you can turn it around at that point. Well, now Englishmen are using that hatred, or not that hatred, but they're using that aggressive enforcement against the government. So there are a shitload of potholes in one village. And the residents there have gotten so mad that the government will not fix the potholes that they've started painting English flags over the potholes. And in their mind, if the authorities see English flags over the potholes, they will treat it as a hate symbol and maybe finally fix the potholes. I like this. I really think this is a fun idea. If it works, you get your potholes fixed. If it doesn't work, maybe they're not as bitchy about the English flag. But there are council authorities that are going around certain parts of England tearing down the English flag because they think it's threatening to migrants and racist. Well, here's the thing. Shouldn't the migrants be embracing the flag of the country that rescued them anyway? I get really weirded out by immigrants who come here from complete shitholes that they're leaving because it's a shithole, and then they want to fly that shithole flag in our country. It's like, no, dude. That idea failed. You fucked that up already. So don't think you're going to be bringing any of that shit over to here. Embrace the flag of the country that saved your ass. Now, don't get me wrong. You could argue that foreign policy-wise, maybe some of these countries we blew up that ass, like Lil Nas X at a gangbang. But we did ultimately bring you aboard. This is an example of the city councils in England having a problem with the English flags and, again, tearing them down off of city lampposts. You know why? Because there's no Lee Greenwood song about being an Englishman. That would solve it. Look at that. They have people. Think about this. These people are paid by English taxpayers to go around and take down English flags from English lampposts because they're worried Muslim immigrants might get offended. I mean, this is what I mean by, like, great that you guys are pushing back. Great that you're getting cheeky about it. But it might be too late. You know, this might be... It might be too little too late as your country's already been overrun. I mean, the problem is with these countries, and this is what's scary about Europe. The longer you wait to do something about it, the more drastic the solution becomes. And that's when we start getting into, some really scary conversations. Here's the guy. There's actually more than one. This is one of the guys painting the potholes the color of the English flag, hoping that it will cause the city to do something about it. But, like, even then, as funny as this is, imagine using your own countrymen's despise and hatred for your country's flag or your region's flag as a way to get them to get off their fucking ass and do their job. That really sucks. Here is council workers repainting an entire roundabout to remove a red cross, but locals painted another English red cross over it again. You know what? Good for them. I will say that. Good for them trying harder, but like, you guys are going to have to do something more than just get cheeky and paint flags over potholes in order to, really rattle some cages over there. Rabbi Smoothie with $1 says, still waiting for that VIP gold watch, new boot goofing. Your stuff I did see last week, Rabbi Smoothie. Your package has been sent. It should be here soon. Let me know when you get it. $5 from Chevy Fan says, have you seen this? I'll take a look. $1 from Main Vein says, Aaron, did you see the 12-year-old girl William Wallace in the news today? No, I haven't done any prep for tomorrow morning's show. I did get a lot of stuff done for tonight's show just before I went to the lake. But I have not seen the other one. I have not seen the 12-year-old William Wallace. I'll take a look at it, though. $30 away from tonight's goal. Guys, Pants Maestro said it was going to slow down, that we were going to have the goal was going to slow down. It hasn't done it yet. You guys are incredible. Only $30 away and only 5 gifted memberships away from going until 9 o'clock tonight. Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much. Chevy Fan, I did see Chad tweeted something about this. I will say, another person with steel-toe derangement syndrome, I must be doing something right if people are making whole charts and whole things about me. Chevy Fan, you and these other guys got to remember, I came from morning radio. I'm tempered in this shit. I'm miles ahead of all these people. Hey, man, say what you want about me. Just spell my fucking name right, baby. That's it. All these other guys, the advantage I have over them is I don't take them seriously. These are mentally ill retards in their basement making charts with my face on it. I win. That's how I'm sorry. I'm a grown-ass man. That's how that shit works. Chevy Fan says, seems obsessed. A little bit. A little obsessive. Rabbi Smoothie with $1 says, how do you not think of the gay guy commercial every time Aaron says prep? Because they don't think of prep they don't think of AIDS every time they say prep? Why are you thinking of gay guys when the word prep is said? Oh my goodness, Sanford's son. Holy shit. $54 from the one and only Sanford son.
They are afraid.
Now, where does that put old Sanford son? Let's take a look. In the cuck chair. Oh my goodness. Sanford son, $54. And that means that tonight's goal. Oh, wait, no. Sanford, I didn't read that. Sanford Son says, put this on Maestro's tab. Put this on Maestro's tab just enough for the befitting cuck chair. Wow. Pants Maestro is in the cuck chair at $54. He says, hey, I do love watching. So now, wait a minute. I need to know how far over we are for tomorrow. We're $12 over for tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, we hit the goal.
But I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
And we did it with a half hour to spare. You fucking beautiful sacks of shit. I love you to death. Thank you. Somebody sending me a link. They said, for tomorrow, Scottish girl's armed confrontation with alleged migrant. Should we, you guys want to do this now? I mean, somebody did send me a, what do you call him, Paul Joseph Watson video. I'm not a big Paul Joseph Watson guy. I got to be honest. The guy gives me the ick for whatever reason. So instead of opening news stories, we could go and check some of those out. Otherwise, we do have a new breaking news out of the... Should we check on Carnival Cruise Lines? Let's see how Carnival's doing. Thank you, Sanford Sun, and thank you, Pants Maestro, and thank you, Rabbi Smoothie. You guys are the reason, and the rest of you, dozens of you who threw in $5 or $10 at a time tonight, that steel toe, Main Vein's another one, that steel toe is staying perfect for the week. Thank you. Let's take a look at how things are going on Carnival Cruise. I think you guys need a full screen of this one.
Be sure to bring your EBT cards so you can enjoy malt liquor and the finest loud this side of the unemployment line.
I'm going to go ahead and take a wild guess and say that this is not the actual ad for a Carnival Cruise Line. I'm going to go ahead and say that the person who sent me this on Twitter today sent me I'm going to say that this is not how Carnival Cruise markets itself.
And don't forget to bring those hands. We don't want you to catch a fade while you twerk your funky pussy all over the dance floor. Be as loud as fucking possible. Live your goddamn truth and catch some motherfucking hands while you wear your life vest at the splash pad. And don't forget about our chicken fingers. They're worth a whole ass beating.
That's true. That one big fight you just saw of them throwing hands in that dining hall area, that was over chicken fingers.
Enjoy all of our features and amenities while you indiscriminately beat the shit out of each other. And tipping? Fuck tipping.
They really... I think white people are the only group of people who in 2025 have fully grasped tipping. That's not true. Jews have grasped tipping. They just don't give a fuck.
You is kings and queens and shit. How dare service workers ask you for gratuity in exchange for great service? Gah, fuck. Safe sailing from all of your truest niggas over at Carnival Cruise Lines.
I mean, I don't think it's their actual official marketing commercial, but it's not inaccurate. Should we put it that way? All right, let's do the William Wallace. They're calling this the 12-year-old William Wallace. Police have arrested and charged a 14-year-old girl after she was forced to brandish a knife to defend herself and her friend against a migrant who attempted to assault her near St. Anne's Lane in Dundee, Scotland. Speaking of which, I don't know if you guys saw, but Sophie Hendricks, remember that Minnesota woman who was at the park and I guess caught that guy going through her kid's snack bag or something? I can't remember how the thing went, but she got pissed at some guy and she starts calling him the N-word. They fucking charged that lady with a crime. I wish I were joking. Like, they're charging her with a crime. Minnesota is the most fucked up state in the country. There are a lot of people cheering it as if calling someone the N-word should somehow be against the law. Is it a shitty thing to do? Sure. Is it a nice word to say? Absolutely not. Do you go to fucking jail for it? No. Our state, as a lot of people have learned firsthand, is so fucked up legally, it's unfathomable. And the fact that this woman is facing charges for something so fucking minuscule and not worth the taxpayers' time really does piss me off. We're going to talk about it on tomorrow's show. I just thought you should know this afternoon, Shiloh, not Sophie. I keep saying Sophie. Shiloh Hendricks was charged with a crime. Fucking unreal. All right, let's check out this 12-year-old Scottish girl who defended her and her friend from a migrant attacker.
You have a knife? You don't. Hey, I'm fucking profit. You're fucking bad and
why are you fucking with us?
These are fucking cat bashers.
Show the knife. Show the knife. Show the knife.
Get away from us.
Show the knife. Show the knife.
Don't touch her.
That's it. That's it. Show the knife. Show the knife. That's it.
How about the fact that people in Scotland and England feel the need to carry those weapons because people are so fucking creepy? I mean, these are teenage girls. You shouldn't even be near them. There's no reason for you to be near a couple of teenage girls, and there is no problem with a couple of 12, 13, 14-year-old girls feeling uncomfortable about a grown-ass man approaching them.
Fucking touch my little sister, she had fucking 12! Where's her fucking touching me? She has fucking 12 and you just battered me, mate! Where's my fucking touching me?
Yeah. Dude, how about 12 and 13-year-olds feel like they have to bring hatchets and knives out in public with them? 12 or 13-year-old girls, it's gotten so bad that they've got to carry sharp objects with them because in Britain you can't carry guns.
Yeah, shoulder knife. Maracha.
Don't touch her, you're to me, don't touch her!
Those girls are legitimately frightened. Like, I don't care what your politics are on migrants and shit like that. Police arrested and charged that 14-year-old girl for brandishing a weapon. Just thank God it's not my country. That's all I can say. Thank God it's not me. It's up to you guys to try to sort that out. $1 from Rabbi Smoothie says, and as always to the haters, boo-hoo more, bitch. Oh, God, they're going to be so in a few days. I mean, Jesus, they're going to be coming to their daddy for cope. Oh, my God, I'm not ready for it. Every time they get disappointed because they made something up in their head and it didn't come true, for some reason, I'm the one they always have to cry to. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm excited for it. Redbird with $1 says he's saying show the knife because he knows they will be charged. Yeah, it's cry bully shit. That's exactly what it is. It's him pressuring them. It's him bothering them. It's him harassing them and then getting them in trouble and going, I'm just a poor migrant. I don't understand the country. I'm being attacked by white girls. What's the matter? Did the 14-year-old girl scare you, you fucking pussy? $1 from Redbird says, unfortunately, this is your family in 5 years if nothing changes in Minnesota. I mean, I hope not. I'd like to think we're a little better at, creating a melting pot that you have to enter more so than the UK is, but you could be right. Chevy fan says Aaron's been charged with brandishing a hard-on at the Dairy Queen. Now, why? How is that helpful at all? How is that? Let me ask you a question. How do you feel better, and how does it help me? That's what I ask. And don't you feel that it's just mildly hurtful what you've done? Just think about it, please. All right, we got a couple more stories, and then we are out of here tonight. Thank you guys very much for knocking out tonight's goal. Before you head out, 250 of you still hanging around. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit share, whatever. Fun show tonight. We appreciate you guys being here. I want to check out a couple of things. Somebody did send money and send in this Paul Joseph Watson thing. Speaking of sending in money and links, Rumble Friday is going to be on Thursday this week. So we now officially have 2 goals left this week, tomorrow morning, tomorrow evening. Somebody did send this Paul Joseph Watson thing in. I'll go with it for a little bit. I'll be very honest with you, though. I cannot stand this guy's voice.
Carnival is back. Another chance to showcase how diversity truly is our greatest strength. And it took about 5 minutes for the violence to begin.
Hey, now it's starting to look more like here. Actually, here in America, that's a weak fucking fight, dude. They still got some of that gentleman English shit in them where it's just 2 people squaring off to fight. Here in America, 2 people square off fighting and then everybody partners off like a middle school dance and just finds somebody to hit. It's a little, you guys still do things a little differently than we do. I will say though, like, I was watching Joe Rogan today. He had Dave Smith on. I like Dave Smith. And they were, first of all, I heard Joe Rogan stick up for the CIA, and all I could think about was that elephant graveyard video. I'm like, this motherfucker might be an intelligence asset. Because Dave Smith is like, this is why I hate the CIA and we should get rid of it. And Rogan's like, yeah, but do you really think we should get rid of the CIA? Like, what if they were just intelligence gatherers? And it's like, dude, Joe, come on, man. What happened? What happened? Where's your fucking balls? But they were talking about this, and I actually forgot about this part of American history. The CIA, and I believe this, the CIA kind of got involved with hip hop, and our intelligence services basically paid and encouraged rappers to sing about, to glorify crime, to glorify street life, to glorify prison, so that the people who heard the music would be motivated to commit crimes, go to jail, and we could keep our private prison industry full. I don't hate the idea. Well, no, I hate the idea. What I'm saying is I don't hate the conspiracy theory. I would entertain it. I would think that that's something the CIA would do. I mean, shit, if they'll flood their neighborhoods with crack, why won't they get involved in rap music?
If you only knew how bad things really are.
Red light on the forehead of the informant. See, I'm the only one on Gorilla. Sims is back here. Just
it's Carnival. We're ready to have a good time.
I'm about to fill us. I know the streets will love
Dude, that's fucking England now. That is one of the oldest Western cities in all of Christendom. There it is. You don't think it's intentional? You don't think it's part of somebody's plan?
Most shops are completely boarded up, the owners fleeing and hoping there's still something left when they get back, and the ones that do dare open...
Oh no, what is this? Is this a corner shop? It's a corner shop.
Normally it's open, but obviously they've done this for Carnival.
They've literally graffitied the walls, you know.
So look at this. They're like, hey, we're going to board up our window, or we're going to board up our stores and not open during Carnival. And they all pay, oh, you racist, not welcome. Why'd you board up your business? Then you go to a business that's actually open and they vandalized the living fuck out of it. Totally justifying the people who decided to close up.
I love it. Yeah.
Oh yes, what's not to love? The graffiti artists are so clearly very talented.
That is mad. Why is it so barricaded?
An unfathomable mystery.
That is mad. No, I'm not looking at your face. Relax, man. It's all right.
Like, why do you gotta come to a place that's already been built? It's ready-made. It's, you know, it's good to go, and you gotta fuck with it. You know, you gotta just make it ugly. You gotta make it gross. Why? Like, keep it nice. I would like to think that if I went to another country and it was a nice place, I'd do what I could to keep it that way. Fuck, man. Main Vein with $1 says, can you imagine if that was your daughter, Aaron? That's a foreign war I'm down for. Save our ancestors' homelands. Jesus, that last part's going to get us in trouble. CJ with $2 says, not all cultures were created equal. Hard to argue. Camel Toe gifting a membership. Thank you very much, Camel Toe. I appreciate that. You guys are 4 memberships away from 300 tonight, and you've already hit the goal. Every dollar you throw in now goes towards tomorrow night. I appreciate it. You guys are already $20 in for tomorrow. All right. It's do we have enough Vikings fans in here to check out what happened with our 53-man roster? You know what? I'll watch this after because it's Purple FTW and people say really mean things about Purple FTW, and I don't need it tonight. By the way, I think this shirt is undefeated when it comes to the goal. I think it is. Jason Hughes with $2 says, some people hate tranquility and have no respect. I just think when you bring people here from a third world shithole that doesn't have really nice stuff like we do, I feel like they feel almost more comfortable turning it back into a shithole. I really do. I just think that if they turn it into a shithole, they don't look at it as a shithole. They go, that looks fine. It looks just like home. That's the thing. It's just like, you got to stop bringing in incompatible cultures to these Western civilizations. We are too advanced. We are better. I mean, you're bringing these people in at a learning curve that they just can't manage. And and what it does is it's like any other team. It's like any other, if you were on a team in high school, the slowest guy slowed the whole team down. So like if you bring people into your thriving community and they don't understand the culture, they don't understand the ways, they don't understand how to keep up, everyone else is going to have to slow down and the whole culture is going to have to slow down to accommodate them. This is a problem. This isn't racism. This isn't anything else. This is just using your brain. This is just being analytical. If you bring people from a certain part of the world in here, are they going to be able to hit the ground running? Are they going to be able to contribute right away? If the answer is no, then let's think about waiting until that part of the world advances a little bit. And here's the trade-off. Our stupid fucking foreign policy will get the fuck out of those countries and we'll leave them alone. And the trade-off is we don't have to take your strays because it's fucking up our universe. I mean, between our own government printing money at will and then more mouths to feed that can't come over here and be productive right away, we just can't do it anymore without falling apart. Rabbi Smoothie with $5 says there's a reason Hugh Laurie as Dr. House sounded like an American. That accent makes them sound like pansies. This is for Silverwolf. All right, where does that put Silverwolf now for tonight? $71 for old Silverwolf. Look at that. And you guys are over $20 into tomorrow night. Thank you. Chevy fan says National Guard versus Chicago gangs should be fun. Well, the only thing is the National Guard does take target practice with their rifles. I'm really against all that National Guard shit, but here's the problem. All those cities waited too late. They let their cities turn to shit. They opened the door for people to be like, enough, I've had it. I will let Trump come in with the National Guard. I don't give a shit about ethics or principles or founding principles or, whether or not, I understand if you're living in those cities, you don't give a fuck about having a conversation about posse comitatus. You don't give a shit. You just want the crime to stop. Especially when you live in a city run by corrupt shitheads who keep the statistics purposely down so the federal government doesn't know how bad shit is. Which they're finding out about Washington, D.C., that they've been listing homicides as accidents and things like that just to keep the numbers artificially lower. And the numbers aren't that good either, even when they're lying. So the Trump thing is going to work in Washington, D.C. They're going to export it to Chicago. Then they're going to go to San Francisco and L.A. And this shit is going to work. And as this shit works, we're going to see a little bit more of America chipped and eroded away because these fucking assholes thought they were going to have free run of the place forever and didn't give a shit that their cities were going to hell. And then the desperate people who live in these cities are like, Aaron, I'm sorry. I don't live in a nice neighborhood. I live in a shithole city. I don't have the luxury of debating these high-minded principles of the role of the military in a civilized society. I just want people in my neighborhood to stop fucking dying. I get that. I understand it. Papa Shab, when I said posse comitatus, says bless you. I appreciate that. Main Vein with $1. Mudbloods are nothing but animals. You never let an animal off the leash or out of a cage. Jesus Christ. That is not what we're talking about. Oh my God. Oh, and then somebody sends in the Scarface intro movie. The movie intro theme where it talks about how Castro sent a bunch of his criminals here to fuck up the United States. Just some real cheery shit towards the end of the program, huh? Thank you guys very much for your generosity tonight. We hit some fucking numbers. Now, we barely peaked over 250. We didn't get anywhere close to our normal 300 tonight. The audience was lower, but you guys crushed that goal and went way over, and I do appreciate it. Car thief stops for gas during high-speed chase and still manages to evade the LAPD. So this kind of fits into what we were talking about a second ago. Remember, we were saying, like, all of these cities can clean themselves up. They can actually get their shit together if they want to. It's been done before. Let's see how the local police are doing in Los Angeles.
Southbound Long Beach now making another westbound turn here, finding another gas station. Might even be the same one. He must be low on gas.
No shit. No. In the middle of a high-speed chase, he's stopping at a gas station because he wants Gardettos. Yeah, he's out of gas, Cronkite. By the way, who has, since when did they start putting him on the passenger side?
Driver stepping out of the vehicle.
He's on the phone. The fuck are you doing, bro?
And he's going to drop it right here. Banning. Oh, he's going to get gas.
Come on! He's right there. Go fucking get him. Dude, this is like the longest gas fill up of all time, by the way. However long it usually takes to fill up your gas tank, to this guy, this has taken 3 hours. Oh, and he's covering up.
This driver nervously getting gas after feeling some degree of relief here, although you can tell he's still very animated. He's got his shirt covering his face.
Well, he doesn't want you to see who he is. And that's Luke Combs. You can't trick me.
Clearly aware of the helicopters, but pretty unaware of the fact that he's pretty much on his own down there. There's really nobody pursuing him anymore.
That's great. A guy in a high-speed chase. The cops fucking lost him. Again, this is the video Donald Trump is going to play when he goes, "We're bringing the National Guard into Los Angeles."
All of the law enforcement has pulled off. LAPD has abandoned this pursuit. California Highway Patrol has,
It's actually female police officers. They took a wrong turn. They got lost. They stopped to ask for directions. It's a whole fucking thing.
Sent their helicopter off to other assignments. So it looks like he is really just,
We've got so many high-speed chases here in Los Angeles that our helicopters had to go to a different one. Look at him. He's got time to clean his smokes out of the car. He's got time to do some straightening up.
He's got a little wad of cash there, maybe.
How about this guy in the motorcycle isn't curious at all about what this fucking jackoff is doing? Then again, it's L.A. He's like, it's probably just drugs.
I mean, he couldn't be acting any more suspicious, I'll tell you that.
Well, there goes our motorcycle guy. He doesn't give a fuck. He's done. It's like, I got shit to do today. Why don't you run in and get yourself something to drink while you're at it, bud? Why are you just pacing there? You're fine. Oh, there we go. It's done pumping. You know what? I'm starting to think that this guy's not paying for his gas. Hang the fucking pump up at least. Come on. Don't be a dick. You've got time to hang that pump up. Nobody's behind you. That's just an asshole move. That's like leaving your shopping cart.
Just dropping This is wild scene here as he just drops the pump and continues.
They got a liquor store there. Grab something to drink on the way. Come on. Having an open container, it's not like it's going to fuck you up any more than you are.
He's on after a quick splash of gas. Now back on the run here, but there's nobody behind him as he continues to drive like a maniac through here.
He's on his own to the 45, to the 30, to the 25, to the 15, 5, touchdown.
Now getting back onto Long Beach Boulevard. There's CHP now, just about one block behind him with lights and sirens blaring, and it looks like he might be trying to, no, he's pulling somebody else over.
So there was another cop in the area, and they thought he was going to give chase to this dude, and instead he's pulling over somebody else. Oh, beautiful. Somebody had to hit their quota for the month. It's getting late. Fan-bloody-tastic.
All right, another black and white trying to catch up. Another black and white trying to catch up.
Uh-oh. We got to do some weaving here, boys. Hey, there you go. Nice work. Nice work. Oh.
For another major. There's that black and white. Just about half a block behind him, trying to make his way through the intersection. The vehicle blacked out. That's a stolen
and you
blue Infinity on the run here.
Nice. Oh, where are you
after
going?
a lengthy pursuit from law enforcement. Law enforcement eventually giving it up, but the suspect behaving very dangerously, very, very erratic behavior here.
What happened?
And
what ended up
after
happening?
nearly running out of gas, pulled into a gas station, a quick pump, and he was off to the races once again. You can see him now going eastbound, or actually northbound. Northbound. It is
shit. Like a high-speed chase was the one thing the LAPD could still do well. They've got everything under control there in Los Angeles, man. I apologize if I ever criticized them. They're going to be fine. Rabbi Smoothie with $2 says, I want us to, National Guard nothing. I want us to be the Hunger Games. Well, we'll get there eventually. I'm still having a great time with the fact that there was a cop and the news guy is like, there's a cop that looks like he's going to pursue him now. Oh, fuck it. Nope, never mind. He's just pulling somebody else over. Pants Maestro telling us that it was actually a female cop, gun drawn. I don't think the doggo died on this one. Well, that's good. Sam Show says, I watched a guy pull some GTA shit with a motorcycle. He pulled into a parking deck and completely vanished. It's actually it is an art form. It is an art form, getting away from the police on a high-speed chase. I'm not the only guy who, without being totally ignorant of what the person did or what crime they committed, I usually root for the guy speeding away from the police because they never win, and I just want to see one, you know? All right, guys, we got to get out of here. Thank you so much. An unbelievable night. We've got one more of these to go before our long vacation weekend. Thank you so much. We're going to have a morning show tomorrow, an evening show tomorrow night, a members-only show somewhere in there, and then also on Thursday, we're going to do Rumble Friday, Thursday. So thank you so much. Take it easy, guys. We will talk to you tomorrow at 6 a.m. Again, thank you so much for your contributions. I appreciate you keeping us on the air so much. See you soon.